Holy smokes, it is a chilly one in here this morning, and I don't sleep with the heater on. It's about 38 degrees, so I need to get that heater going, get this place warmed up, and get some coffee going.
Oh, morning come bursting, the clouds, amen. Lift off this blindfold, let me see again.
As you've probably guessed, since I'm sitting here in my trailer, I am back here at home base just for a very, very short time. I've spent the last couple of days rearranging, repacking the truck. I like to, when I do get back to home base, kind of empty the whole thing out and clean everything up and repack it. So that's what I've been doing. I will be leaving in a couple of days to leave the state of California. I came back here at the beginning of March to return the electric vehicle and exchange it for a gas vehicle, and you all know what happened after that. Springtime is an interesting time. It's difficult to get into the backcountry because it's still very winter-like in a lot of locations. So I hung out here in California a little bit longer because the climate is much more temperate along the coast, and I spent a little bit more time here than anticipated. And I also used it as an opportunity to sneak down and visit my family for a quick visit. It had been since the holidays since I had seen my family, so that was really nice. I'm super excited about the next leg of my adventures. I think I'll be gone for a little while, so I'm glad I got in that family visit. Today we're gonna go on a little mini adventure, which will be really nice. And I do have some kind of bummer, disappointing news or a topic to share with you a little bit later, but I don't want that to wreck the morning. So we'll go on this little adventure first. I'll tell you about that later. Let's hit the road.
Like the pine trees lining the winding road, I've got a name, I've got a name. Like the singing bird and the croaking toad, I've got a name, I've got a name. And I carry it with me like my daddy did, but I'm living the dream that he kept here. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by. Like a north wind whistling down the sky, I've got a song, I've got a song. Like the whippoorwill and the babies cry, I've got a song, I've got a song. And I carry it with me and I sing it loud. If it gets me nowhere, I go there proud. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't.
Usually when I'm back home, I take care of some things that are more difficult to take care of while I'm on the road. So one of the things I've done since I've been back to home base for a very short time is I got a new phone. I got the iPhone 17 Pro, whereas I had the iPhone 14 Pro, which has a much better camera, a much better zoom capability. And I also got some new mics for my phone, which I've never had a external mic for my phone. One of the reasons I did that is because, as many of you saw, I broke my Sony camera, and for an update on that, I did finally send it in for repair, and the repairs are going to cost almost $800. But a new camera of the same kind, the RX107, is double that. So makes more sense to repair it. And as you know, my insurance claim was denied, unfortunately, so I'm having to pay for that out of pocket. But in the meantime, since it's going to be a while before I get it back, I think, I did want to upgrade my phone camera and also my phone audio. So testing it out here on the drive to see how it sounds. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. Maybe I'll do a little bit of a recording without it so you can see the difference. And here's just a little sample of the audio without the microphone, so you can see. I think it does kind of dampen the interior noise from the engine running. So let me know what you think. Welcome to Convict Lake, everybody. If you are a regular viewer of the channel, this place is not new to you. I've been here many, many, many times. It was not the original plan to come here today, however. I was originally planning to go to the ancient bristlecone forest. However, it is still closed for the winter season. And that's the tricky thing about spring. It's in between seasons in a way. It can be winter one day up here in the mountains and summer the next. I wanted to go there because I've never been there before. And one of my goals for the channel this year and for myself this year is not to repeat places I have been before. How beautiful is that? Bald eagle right here. Had trouble finding him at first with the camera. It's always a great day to see a bald eagle. I heard it fly over me, the wings, flapping, and it sounded loud. I knew it was a big bird. And a couple walked by me and they said, "Did you see that bald eagle?" And we saw that it was up in the tree. I'm so excited. Before we hike any further, I'm just grabbing some lunch. I made a sandwich before I left. I have been intermittent fasting. Say that 5 times fast. So I'm pretty hungry. It's colder than I thought it would be. I started out without a jacket, but I had to go back and get it. It's absolutely beautiful though, and it's not too crowded, which is awesome. As I was saying before, I'm trying to visit new places this year. That's a goal, not to repeat locations. And I think I've done pretty good so far. This year I visited Point Reyes National Seashore and backpacked there. I have gone to Shelter Cove. I backpacked Big Sur. Before that, I was in Utah, a state I visit very often, but I managed to visit some places I'd never seen before, like Hunter Canyon. I backpacked Canyons Needles District. I went to Goblin Valley. So even though I might visit a state that I've been to many times, I'm going to try to visit locations within that state that I've never been to before. The irony is not lost on me that I say that I'm going to try to visit new places more often or mostly this year, as I say it from a place that I've been to what seems like a gazillion times. But I genuinely wanted to come here. I wanted to come here before I left California. And I thought that there was going to be more snow on the ground because there was a recent snowstorm that dropped a bit of snow. I did bring my micro spikes. Half of this trail stays quite shaded and it can be icy. However, I don't think it's going to be that way today, but I do have them just in case. little snow patch here. I don't know if it's gonna be coming over the trail. Well, it looks like the trail's clear, but I did talk to somebody that said there was some snow. Do you have a trekking pole and micro spikes? Well, I got through it without my micro spikes, but I did use my trekking pole. It was a little slick there at the end. Might have some more coming up. Got a little bit more here. I think the trail normally just goes right across, but it looks like people have made a diversion. All right, I'm gonna put the camera away so I have both hands free. It's nothing that big of a deal, but don't wanna fall. It's time to take this jacket off and drink some water and electrolytes. I just wrapped up a short morning hike, and even though it was short and it's not that hot out, it was enough to work up a sweat. So I'm gonna replenish my electrolytes with some Element. Element contains 1,000 milligrams of sodium, and sodium is what you lose when you sweat. I don't know if you've ever noticed when you're done doing a physical activity, whether it's hiking, cleaning the house, gardening, when I sweat a lot, I can feel the salt on my skin, the salt that has been released from my body, and that's not good. Another telltale sign for me that I'm dehydrated is I get a headache. I also get muscle cramping. I'll wake up in the middle of the night with those Charlie horses, and it's incredibly painful. Over the years, I have learned to listen to the signals that my body gives me, and if I'm getting headaches and body cramping, that means I need to replenish my electrolytes. I used to not even carry them with me on the trail, but that has changed because I realize how important they are. And they're important for everyone, even if you're not athletic, if you're not drinking enough water, if you have too many glasses of wine in one evening. There are many things that can dehydrate you besides exercise. Low sodium blood levels can also lead to fatigue, so it's super important for me to make sure that I have my Element with me when I'm on the trail so that I can stay energized to do these long hikes. If you'd like to try Element for yourself, which I highly recommend, right now they are offering my viewers a free 8-pack sampler of all their most popular drink mix flavors with any order. That's 8 single-serving packets for free with any order. That's a great way to try a fan favorite or to share Element with a salty friend. Get yours at drinklmnt.com/Catherine, or you can click the link below. And thank you once again to Element for sponsoring this video. There is a smell that you get in the forest out here. It smells like forest. That's the only way I could describe it. And it is awesome, and I've missed it. It is wonderful. The crowds are down. It is so peaceful out here. I've only passed a few people on the trail, and I imagine it has to do with the snow patches that are still on the trail. I don't think everybody wants to deal with that, and I went through about 5 of them. A pretty awesome fun fact. Right now, there is a wolf that is traveling through the Owens River Valley. She dispersed from her pack up in Northern California and moved all the way down to LA. They tracked her all the way down to LA. And now she's moving her way back north again, and she moved right through the Owens River Valley. She moved through Independence, Big Pine, Bishop, and now she's in the Chalfant area. I think she may continue to move north. I have no way of predicting what she's going to do, but from what I've read, she's here or wandering, looking for a mate to start a new pack. California has quite a healthy wolf population, and there is a pack down in the southern Sierra called the Tulare pack, but I think she's the only one that's been in this area, you know, the eastern Sierra, the Owens River Valley. Don't know if she'll stay, but it'd be kind of cool. I should have to find a mate. Maybe a male's wandered his way down here too. Ruh-roh. Gotta get across this. That way could potentially be a little bit shorter. It looks a little sketchier. Go for this way. We're now on the dry side of the lake, which is the south-facing side. So this side becomes snow-free much faster than the north-facing side. Lots of snow runoff. I actually had to cross some more water, and that one was a little bit sketchier, so I didn't film it. I'm almost back to the trailhead, and this hike has been a good recon mission to test out the camera, the new camera on the new phone, and the new mic system. And that's a DJI mini mic system. I normally film all of my hiking segments, whether I'm hiking or backpacking. All the action shots are filmed on my phone. Then when I get to camp, I usually use my Sony. Whew, getting out of breath here. So it's important that I have a good working camera on my phone, and now I'll have good audio too. There's so many times that I worry about taking a shot because it's windy and you're gonna hear all that wind noise, but hopefully this has solved that problem. I'll tell you what, this has been like therapy to me. I've absolutely loved being out here today. It is a stunning day. I'm back in the mountains, I'm back in the Sierra, and to be honest with you, I've been longing for the mountains. So it's been amazing. Let's get back to the house though and get some dinner going soon. I'm back here at headquarters, and what an awesome day. I absolutely loved that hike today. I've done it a gazillion times, like I said, but today, I don't know why, it just felt really special. It's been a while since I've done it, and the snow and the water crossings made what is typically an easy hike into a little bit more challenging of a hike, and so I probably like that aspect of it too. I like the fact that there were hardly any people there, which the last couple of times I've gone, it's been pretty crowded. So it's just really a magical experience. Before I make dinner, I wanted to touch on something in this video that is a real bummer. I am second guessing my trip to Alaska. In fact, I am thinking that this year may not be the year to go. Unfortunately, I typically don't announce any type of plans at the beginning of the year. I know there are channels that really plan out their entire year and they like to go over all of their various plans at the beginning of the year. But I have never really done that because I know that so many things can change. It's happened to me many, many times, and I usually do not like to do that. However, this year, or actually I think it was at the end of 2025, I did make an announcement that I was going to be going to Alaska this year. I've been wanting to go for many years, and there's always something or other that's prevented me from going. But I thought that this year would be the year that it would happen. I think that all of us have seen at the pump that prices of fuel have gone up exponentially, and prices for diesel have skyrocketed. I mean, I showed you earlier a shot where it's over $7 per gallon. I just don't think that it's going to be financially feasible for me this year unless something changes. I mean, at the time of making this video, it's not looking good. It's thousands of miles to get to where I want to go in Alaska, and that doesn't include traveling around inside the state. Everything is very expensive in Alaska, as I think most people know. I've been kind of crunching the numbers, and it just doesn't make sense to do it this year, like I said, unless something changes drastically. And that could happen, so I haven't completely ruled it out. I would say that if it is going to happen, it's going to be at the end of the summer. We'll have to just see how things play out, but it's an unfortunate circumstance. Little did I know that when I turned in that electric vehicle, that when I got my truck back, the prices of diesel would skyrocket. I've looked into flying as an option, and flights are not that expensive, but to get a vehicle on the other side and to travel around in a rental vehicle, transportation on that end is super expensive, so that didn't make sense financially. And trust me, I'm not saying this for any kind of sympathy or for any kind of donations. I know everybody's struggling right now, so I wouldn't want that. I just want to be able to afford it on my own budget. and this year may not be the year. I just wanted to put that out there because I have been getting a lot of questions about when I'm going to Alaska. I've seen people comment how excited they are for me to do the trip, and although I'm still not losing complete hope, it's just at this moment in time today, as I film this, it's looking kind of bleak. Of course, I still plan on traveling, and as you know, I'm getting ready to leave right now, and I have some exciting things planned in the very near future. As I said, I don't usually normally plan ahead too far, so there's going to be a lot of fun, exciting things happening on the channel, regardless of if I make it to Alaska or not. Okay, with that out of the way, let's make some dinner. Tonight, I'm making a simple taco salad with some spring mix, some ground beef. I've got black beans. I've got Ortega chilies, diced green chilies. I've got tortilla strips, and I use salsa as my dressing. And let me tell you, it is super yummy. I've been using this Cholula taco seasoning recently, and it is really good. Black beans. I love black beans. They're good for you too, very good for you. Then some ground beef. Then some Ortega chilies. I love these chilies too. I love them in eggs, I love them in quesadillas, I love them on tacos. Definitely add a lot of flavor and a lot of pop to a dish. Of course, some cheese. And then my dressing, which is just salsa. Top it off with some tortilla strips. There you go. I haven't eaten anything since that sandwich many hours ago, so I'm looking forward to this. Super good, easy, and somewhat healthy. It's amazing how fast you can go from absolutely famished and starving to feeling like you're gonna explode. I'm so full, but it was really yummy. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video here. I have to hustle to get ready to leave the state. I've got a lot to do in a short amount of time, so I have to turn off the camera and get some stuff done, get her done. I'm super excited about what's coming up. Again, as I mentioned earlier in the video, I'm really trying to focus on visiting places that I've never been before, and that stays true, or that still holds true, even though I've shared what might be the bummer news about Alaska. So that hasn't changed that, and I look forward to getting on the open road again. As always, I appreciate your support. I hope that you enjoyed coming and hanging out with me today here at the home base, aka headquarters. What a beautiful hike. I mean, wow, that was just absolutely gorgeous. I don't know why, it just seemed more beautiful today than ever. I am very excited for the upcoming adventures and to have you along with me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. It's absolutely free and it helps the channel a lot. And I will see you all on the road and on the next adventure. See you soon, everybody. Bye-bye.
Open air, side by side we sway there in all the colors.